This is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer, Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, August 15th through Sunday, August 21st, 2016. So I'm sure you can all agree with me that we are in very interesting times right now. There's a lot going on astrologically. Saturn is coming back together in a square configuration to Neptune. We're about ready to enter eclipse season, meaning that we're going to have some new moon solar eclipses as well as some full moon lunar eclipses. And also we have right now Chiron, the wounded healer, opposing Jupiter in Virgo. And we're entering a Mercury retrograde too, let's not forget that. There's a lot going on, not all in this week, and so in this week we're going to focus, as we always do, on the weekly astrological energies. But I did want to make mention that, again, there's a lot going on, so please tune in for my separate soul reflection videos, which you can find on my YouTube channel under Colleen Lemma. I just did one recently that is more focused on the Saturn-Neptune square that we're experiencing until about mid or latter October. So you might want to go back and review that. And also I'm going to be making very shortly a couple more, at least one more, soul reflections video that's focused on the eclipses that are coming up and what those are all about. So in this weekly reading, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Fairy Tarot deck for the main message, and your special message card, depending on your stone of choice this week, is going to be coming from the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck, which is also by Doreen Virtue. So before we get into the astrological energy specifically for this week, let's take a look at your stones of choice so that you can think about that before we get to that part of the video. So your first stone of choice here, and these are 3 new stones that I went and I purchased recently. This is called Print Stone. Okay, let's try that again. Print Stone. I've never heard of this stone before. I don't have one of these stones until now. And this Print Stone, it's a lovely brown color. It's actually a reddish brown, and it's got some different markings on it, as you can kind of see in the video here. And this is going to help to give an understanding towards the phrase, I think, therefore I am. This is also going to assist one in aiming towards your focused goals. Okay? Your second stone of choice, this is called African Turquoise, and although I do have several pieces of turquoise, this is a new one. It's kind of a greenish blue color, and it's got some other markings on it as well, as you can see. And this African turquoise is going to, as far as the message that's associated with it, it helps to open your mind to new ideas and new possibilities. It also supports positive change. Okay, and then your last stone of choice. This is called Stillbite, and I do have a piece of Stillbite, but not in a rounded, polished form like this. I thought this was a very beautiful stone, kind of a creamy, milky white color, a little bit of orange in there. And the Stillbite is going to help give you a loving energy to put towards creative and intuitive endeavors. And it also helps to ground you while helping to kind of synthesize your physical, emotional, and mental bodies. So again, your stones of choice are the Print Stone, the African Turquoise, and the Stillbite. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the astrological energies for this week. So on Tuesday, and we're going to feel this on Monday as well. So Monday and Tuesday we have the Sun in the sign of Leo, as it always is this time of year, and it's coming into a positive connection with Uranus, which has recently gone retrograde in the sign of Aries. Now, as we know, Uranus is a planet of the unexpected. It's higher dimensional energy, electrical energy. It's full of surprises. And with Mars being, with the Sun being in Leo, Leo is a very creative sign, and it's a sign of leadership. I feel like because the Sun rules our sense of self and our identity, this is going to really kind of bring in a very supportive energy towards this type of fiery, creative, inspirational, leadership-oriented, full of surprises in a positive way kind of energy. As we move into Wednesday, we have the planet Venus, and Venus rules love and relationships, but it also rules finances and money. And Venus is in the sign of Virgo right now, which is not the easiest place for Venus to be, I'm sorry. Virgo is an energy that really pays attention to the small details. It can be very much a mental, analytical type of sign, and of course Venus is this feminine, flowing, creative, divine feminine kind of energy. So already it's kind of not in its comfort zone here in the sign of Virgo. But it is making a positive aspect on Wednesday to Pluto, which is this planet that rules power and transformation and big changes, death and rebirth types of energies. I feel like there is a potential here of some positive changes that can come about with Venus connecting with Pluto. I feel like a lot of this might be in the realm of money. However, because Venus is in Virgo, we might get caught up in the inconsequential details or get caught up in our head, which is full of sometimes of fears and doubts and anxieties. So don't allow yourself to get caught up in that, but utilize this in the most positive and beneficial way, which is taking those next small steps, which is what Virgo likes to do, taking those next small steps to realize this powerful change and transformation, either within relationships or within money and financial matters. And then we come up to the big thing this week, which is a full moon lunar eclipse at 25 to 26 degrees of Aquarius, okay? And because, again, it's an eclipse, it's going to intensify that energy of the full moon. Now, we always usually feel a lot of intense energies as we build up to a full moon, so all this week we're going to feel this building up of energies. But I get the sense, because we're entering, again, eclipse season, this is the first eclipse that we're going to have. We have 2 more eclipses that will follow in over the next month. I feel like we're going to have some powerful, intense energies even after this eclipse, which is a sign, in this case, of letting go and releasing as we, again, come off the crescendo of the full moon. The full moon then starts to wane, and that means that we're in that time of releasing and letting go. Things are starting to wane, and we have to let go of things that are no longer in our highest and best interest. And sometimes we don't willingly or consciously let go of those things, but the universe supports in the removal of some of those things that are not, again, in alignment with our truth or in our highest and best interest. Now, Aquarius is a very humanitarian energy, and it's an energy that deals with independence and freedom. So this full moon on a global scale is going to deal a lot with the freedom of humanity and things about equality. Aquarius to me is a sign about equality. Again, because it's so humanitarian oriented, it's how do I serve humanity? How do I serve other people? Now on Friday and Saturday, I don't always talk about the moon because it moves so fast through the signs, but on Friday and Saturday the moon is in Pisces and it's making a connection with several different planets, so I thought it very important, especially since it's right after that full moon lunar eclipse. The moon in Pisces is going to make a challenging aspect to Mars and Sagittarius, a challenging aspect to Saturn and Sagittarius. It's going to come up to connect with what we call a conjunction with Neptune in Pisces. And then it's going to oppose all of these planets in Virgo, which is Venus in Virgo first, and then Mercury in Virgo, which is in its shadow period now before it goes retrograde, and then Jupiter in Virgo. So that's a lot of planets that moon in Pisces is connecting with. Again, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Venus, Mercury, and finally Jupiter. So I feel like there's going to be maybe some challenging energies again coming off of that full moon lunar eclipse, some confusion energies, again with all that Virgo energy, fears and anxieties that maybe come up. Now, use that in the most positive way. And what would that be? The moon is in Pisces, and it does come up to make a nice conjunction with Neptune in Pisces, which is if you're in your spiritual center and you focus on your spiritual growth and evolution, and you focus on spiritual understanding and what all of these circumstances and situations are really all about, or what universal energies or God source energies is trying to teach you from a spiritual perspective. Or it's also asking you to have faith and trust, which is an aspect of Pisces. If you have faith and trust and know that God source energy, universal energy is guiding you and is protecting you, that everything's going to turn out in your highest and best interest. So the trick is in meditation, contemplation, some alone time, really connecting with your deep spiritual self, that spiritual truth within yourself, that unconditional love and compassion within yourself. That's going to help get you through some of the heightened, intense, and chaotic energies of this week with the full moon lunar eclipse. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the message from the Fairy Tarot deck. And I did already meditate, and I pulled some cards. And those of you that are familiar with my videos, I usually read the 3 and sometimes 4 cards for the week as a message for the whole entire week, rather than chopping it up into certain days. But when I was shuffling, Spirit told me to pull 1 card for Monday and Tuesday, 1 card for Wednesday and Thursday, and then 1 card for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm doing it a little different this week. And in fact, when I pulled the 1 card for Wednesday and Thursday, 2 cards wanted to come out. So I went ahead and I took out both of those cards. So let's go ahead and look at it that way and see what comes up. So the card for Monday and Tuesday, that was chosen. Okay, this is the 9 of Spring, and I'll show it to you here in just a moment after I read the message on the bottom. The 9 of Spring says, protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. Okay. So the 9 of Spring is going to be, the spring element or spring suit is going to be like fire or wands in the traditional tarot. So this is basically the 9 of Wands. And with the 9, we're getting towards the end of something. You know, the number 9 here is signifying that we're getting towards the end of a cycle of something. And that cycle, because it's fire or wands, is of a spiritual one. It's a spiritual cycle. Now, this kind of plays into the Monday, Tuesday with the sun and a fire sign, and it's in a positive aspect to Uranus, which is also in a fire sign, the fire sign of Aries. I feel like this is asking us to prepare for something. Now, when I read the phrase that said, prepare for possible challenges, right away, my angels and guides said, rather than saying challenges, say changes. Okay, so they want us to prepare for possible changes that lie ahead. That seems a little less scary. So, you know, whereas, again, it's all about perception right now, because Jupiter, which is about our belief systems, is in the sign of Virgo, and Virgo sometimes can go to that critical or anxiety or fear-based mode of mental thinking. Whereas our angels and guides say, no, let's look at the challenges as opportunities, which is why they want to say prepare for changes that lie ahead. Prepare for new opportunities that lie ahead. And with the sun trining Uranus on Monday and Tuesday, this can bring in some unexpected surprises of a positive nature, because it is in a positive aspect. Those 2 planets are in a positive formation with one another. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, you know, the other thing, if you look really close, do you see the ladybug? There's actually more than one ladybug, but there's a ladybug here and a ladybug here. This card is full of ladybugs, and those of you that know me, I'm really big into animal totems, and I know that the ladybug is a sign of your wish coming true. So that also is a very positive message as we start out this week, is that our wishes are coming true. Now, because that phrase of prepare for changes, you know, we might not see the fruition of those wishes coming true in this week, but I feel like that will be coming as we move through some of these astrological universal energies over the next couple of months. We're going to be seeing changes through the course of all of these eclipses that we're going to have, and through the Neptune square Saturn that we're experiencing through October. So these are kind of future types of changes that are upcoming of a positive nature. Again, that ladybug is your wish, you know, wishes fulfilled, wishes coming true. Let me see if there's anything else. Now, the fairy in this card, she looks a little concerned and she looks a little worried. But again, realize that you're divinely protected here. I'm looking at all these beautiful white flowers above her head, which to me symbolizes the divine God source energy coming down from universe. And through our crown chakra, if we open our crown chakra and allow that divine light source protection energy to flow through us, we're divinely guided and protected. So know that as we're moving through not only this week, but even the upcoming weeks ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at the two cards that we pulled for the middle of the week, Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, we have the Four of Autumn. And the Four of Autumn says, manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. Help out those who are less fortunate. Okay, so right away, what jumps out at me is, first of all, that last phrase is helping others that are less fortunate. I feel like, again, because we're in a time of such change and transition, I know that I'm connected to a lot of people around me that are all going through a lot of different situations and circumstances that seem challenging and kind of putting them out of balance. Things with family, things with money, things with their health, things within their relationships. And I feel like part of the message here, especially because we have this full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius, which is a very humanitarian energy. And it really speaks of how can I be of service to other people? What can I do for other people? Because as you're doing for other people, as you're helping other people, you're actually helping yourself, because we're all interconnected and we're all one. So I feel like we need to look for, how can I help other people? And maybe we can help them financially, but you know what? It's not even about money and finances, and it's not about, you know, even giving them things, really. It's about supporting them. It's about listening to them. It's, you know, be that listening ear. Maybe somebody just needs a ride to the store, you know. Maybe somebody just needs you to, maybe there's somebody that needs you to just open the door for them when you're out, like, going shopping at a store. I mean, just the little things, you know. And again, Jupiter in Virgo is about the little things. Let's pay attention to the little details, the small details. Walking down the street and smiling at somebody, lifting their spirits, even if they kind of look like they're frowning or scowling. It's like having, you know, having that wherewithal to pay attention to the larger picture and say, you know what, I need to be of service as much as I can to other people, because then the universe also will support me. As I support other people, the universe will support me. Now, as far as the money part of it, as it says, manage your resources wisely, achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. That kind of speaks of the Wednesday aspect of Venus trining Pluto, because Venus, again, can rule money and finances. So I feel like there needs to be, you know, that's actually a good aspect. So, but I feel like there needs to be a nice balance here, because, again, with this card here, the Nine of Spring, it says we're preparing for changes in the future. And as we're preparing for changes in the future, we just want to make sure that we're dotting all of our I's, crossing all of our T's, and just being a little bit more discerning with how we're maybe spending or where we're spending the money, because there might be something with these changes that are coming up where we're going to need those resources, not maybe just financial resources, but we're going to need those resources at a later time to either assist ourselves or maybe to assist others in our lives that need it. Now let's take a look at the second card that came out for Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, love this card. This is the Star card. It seems like we had the Star card in last week's reading, or maybe it was the monthly, I don't remember. But this is Major Arcana number 17, and it says, look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains. happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. Now, this is a very positive card about happy changes, but as I was reading that, they were saying, again, off in the future. The star card is always about future potential, future happiness, you know, preparing for these wonderful positive changes that are upcoming. Now, again, I feel like we're looking off into the distance a little bit here. And not that I'm saying you can't have any positive changes this week. You certainly can. But I also want you to know that the star card usually vibrates to the sign of Aquarius. And it also, Aquarius is the ruler of astrology. So we're talking about the astrology of the energies and where we're at right now. And I'm going to say that until Saturn and Neptune start pulling away from each other, we're going to be still in this kind of confusion state of what's reality and what's illusion. And things will start to become more clear as we move towards October, November, and December. And I feel like some of these happy changes and the optimistic, positive, energies are something that is here in the now, but we might not actually see and perceive them on a third dimensional level until we get into the fall months or towards the last 3 months of the year, is what I'm hearing. Let's look at the card for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, we have another major arcana number 20. So we have 2 major arcanas this week with this full moon lunar eclipse. And this one says, review the past and the present so that you can plan a bright new future. We were just talking about that with the star card, planning a bright new future. It says understanding your life purpose and releasing judgments about yourself and others. Well, that's really spot on, and I don't even know what else I could really add to that. This is really, again, a time of, they're saying this is about the eclipses that we have coming up over the next 6 weeks. And this is speaking to that time of reviewing the past, the present, and the future, and where you want to move forward now in the next few weeks. Okay, so review all of your options. Review, I don't want to call them mistakes, but review things that you've done in the past that may not have worked out the way that you wanted to, and adjust some of those things. You know, make some new decisions or pick some new directions as appropriate. Renewal, they're saying redo, so this is about Mercury retrograde coming up too, is that we're going to be needing to review, reevaluate, and redo some things on our path or regarding our path and the decisions that we're going to make. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get to your special message card here. And so for those of you that chose that print stone here, let's go ahead and we're going to shuffle the Mermaids and Dolphins deck, and this one is sticking out here. So for those of you that chose the print stone, your message from your angels and guides, from the fairies and the dolphins and the unicorns, is watch your thoughts, okay? And this says it's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. Again, we have a lot of planets that are in the sign of Virgo. Jupiter's in Virgo, Mercury's in Virgo, it's going to go retrograde in Virgo, Venus is in Virgo, and pretty soon we're going to have the Sun moving into Virgo as well. So don't get caught up in the ego thought processes. The ego sometimes, again, brings up these fears, which are just an illusion, okay? These doubts, just an illusion. Focus instead on positive thoughts, uplifting thoughts, positive music, uplifting music, positive news, uplifting news. Okay, stay away from all of the negative on TV, stay away from all of the negative on the internet, and really just pay attention to watching your own thought processes. And when you catch yourself maybe not thinking as positively as you should, or doubting or fearing, change that around immediately to something positive. Maybe write out some positive affirmations so that you can say them every day, because your thoughts really do create your reality, and we want to create the most positive and uplifting futuristic energy of the star card as we possibly can. You know, there's a lot of good in this week with the message of the ladybugs and the message of the star card here. So no matter what things appear to be like, no matter what is going on around you, stay positive. All right, for those of you that chose the four of autumn, for those of you that chose the African turquoise, okay, I don't know where my head is, but this one was popping up right away without me even shuffling, so I'm going to pull it out. And it says helpful people. Okay, someone wants to help you. Think of whom that might be and initiate contact. So again, this is interesting. And, you know, I feel like because I said the Four of Autumn in there, they wanted me to pay attention to the Four of Autumn, which again, that first phrase that stood out to me said, help out those who are less fortunate. And here, your message for African turquoise is helpful people. So I feel like you're needing to help others. You're needing to connect with other people that are going to help you. If you're in a situation or circumstance and you don't know what to do about something in your life, something that's maybe challenging and causing you some confusion, I feel like you need to look to others, family members, friends, maybe professionals in, you know, the aspect of life that you're having some sort of issue or challenge with. I feel like you're needing to be open to receiving. This is the message, is that maybe you don't receive blessings very well. Maybe you're good at giving, but maybe you're not as good at receiving those blessings from other people or asking for help when you need it. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to let other people help you, support you, listen to you, you know, to assist you in whatever way that they can. Maybe that's part of their soul growth and lesson, is to help other people, and your soul growth and lesson is to receive it. So look for that assistance, but also I feel like it's about helping others as well, and kind of that ebb and flow of giving and receiving is kind of the message for you this week. And then for those of you that chose the still bite. Okay, so giving this a shuffle here and looking or asking for the still bite message. This one's popping up. Oh wow, it's kind of similar to the first one. This is positive energy, and it says surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. It seems like we're going to be dealing with some things this week to where we really gotta, again, stay out of that ego mind and stay in a place of positivity. For the people that chose still bite, that also means removing yourself from circumstances, situations, relationships, other people that are bringing you down or pulling on your energy in some way, or crossing your boundaries, or again, kind of stirring the pot, so to speak. So as much as you can, and we know it's not always possible, but as much as you can, remove yourself from those situations and circumstances and stay around positive people. Put yourself in a situation to where you're being uplifted, you're being supported, you're being, you know, kind of honored in a way for the beautiful soul that you are. So any circumstance that doesn't do that, try to remove yourself from as you're moving through this week, and stay around positive people. Again, I see this group of dolphins in this picture. So again, it reminds me of surrounding yourself with groups of like-minded people, with friends that support you, and you know, that can share their love and compassion with you. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. I love you all. I'm sending you all much love and light. And again, stay tuned for the upcoming soul reflection videos on some of these eclipses and other astrological energies that we're going to be going through in the next few weeks. Again, sending all of you people much love and light. Mwah. Namaste.